Welcome back, everyone. We're still here at the Alpena County Sheriff's Office where we're looking at the structure of the building. They're dealing with cracks in the walls, leakage in the ceiling, and overall very limited space. I'll be speaking with Sheriff Kalashevsky, so let's go on ahead and take a look inside. So you had mentioned this is where you would keep juveniles
Right.
if that case came about?
That's correct. So with juveniles, we can hold them for as long as we need to in order to get them up to the courts. We move things around in here. We'll bring a cot in here so that if they're here overnight, they can spend the night here. This table here gets moved over to the wall. We bring chairs in for the correction staff that are in here watching them. We've got TV. We have a separate bathroom for them. With juveniles, we have to keep them out of sight and sound of adult population. So we use this room for our juveniles. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. But we also use it for our break room. As you can see, we have coffee in here and stuff. And with my new lieutenant, this is also my new lieutenant's office.
Wow.
So,
yeah, like you had mentioned, yeah, all these different reasons. And it looks like it's fairly been reconstructed a
yeah,
little bit?
we did some remodeling in here. We spent some money in here to make it a little bit more appealing to the staff for our break room.
So rebuilding, are you thinking tear down the whole thing, sell the property, or are you just hoping to improve the structure that is standing?
Ideally, it would be best for us to move out of the structure completely. I mean, we got a jail that was built in 1956, and it's been used 24 hours a day, 365 days a year since that time. And when you use a building that often, that much, eventually it gets tired. We've got some, in the older section, we've got parts for fixing the cells that are extremely difficult to find. And when you do find those parts, they usually cost you a lot more money because of their rarity. So it's very difficult, and it's not really an ideal situation. As I said, we've got linear construction, and I'll take you back there to show it to you. So our correction staff have to walk back there pretty much all the time. With a pod construction, you have a pod that's centrally located, and around that pod are all the cells. So big windows in the pod, correction staff are in the pod, and the correction staff can look out and see every cell, see what's going on in every cell.
Sounds like another benefit to the security as well.
Absolutely.
So what is this area?
We're now moving into again, this is still the old section of the jail itself. We're moving into the older cell block sections of the jail itself. We're standing right now in below one of our air exchangers, and this is one of the major areas where we have lots of leaks when it rains and stuff. And it's dangerous for my staff to be able to walk through here because there may be times when they don't realize that the floor is wet. So there's slip hazards here that could injure someone. And you can feel the humidity immediately walking through that door into this area. You can feel the humidity back here. So along with all the age of the jail, the fact that we keep it open 24 hours a day, 365, the wear and tear, now you've got all the environmental conditions that are affecting the jail itself.
So how many inmates can you hold? Is there a space issue there?
Well, we can hold up to 69 inmates in the jail itself, and we used to run at the maximum number. It's been within the past few years that our numbers have actually lowered, which is good for my staff. But it also helps us out as well and helps the county out because we are housing out-of-county inmates, so we are bringing in some revenue.
And then speaking of staff, you guys are a little short-staffed too, right?
We are. My correction staff, we're doing good with the correction staff, but my road staff is down quite a bit right now, and hopefully we'll be able to do something in regards to getting those numbers back up. But it's getting to the point now where it's difficult for us to run a 24-hour road patrol, and we may have to, within the very near future, look at not having a 24-hour road patrol.
So is AC throughout the whole building in a new building? Would that be the ideal situation? What are some things that you would want to see different in the new building?
Ideally, yes, because it's easier for my staff to work in those environments. And it actually is better for the inmates as well. It's better for the building as well. It gets rid of the humidity and takes the humidity out of the building and hopefully makes the building last a little bit longer. We used to be able to hold 70 inmates, but we converted that room, I'll show you, we converted this room into a nurse's station. So this used to be a one-person cell.
Oh, okay. So how many nurses do you
We have-
always have a nurse on hand, or?
We do. She works all days, obviously.
Okay.
But it's been a huge asset for us to have her here. Because before, corrections officers had to deal with all the medical stuff.
Oh, wow. So this seems like this is the basement area where you store a lot of stuff. How is your closet space and, storage facilities?
Very limited. If you look around, we've got in the back room here, we do have some shelves. Every one of the shelves are full. If you look around to the side, outside the door here, you'll see lockers out there that we store a lot of things in. Just don't have a lot of room to put stuff. You can see that I have new dive equipment here. It's all stored down here. Really no room to store that as well. So.
And that's just like a whole other addition to everything else you folks do. Yeah,
Yep.
so that's a lot of equipment, absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for being here today and showing us around. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And be sure to stay tuned, because when we come back, we'll be speaking with County Commissioner Mary Hess and Under Sheriff Terry King about the preliminary plans for the new jail.